Brian Hickerson's sister is shedding new light on his complicated relationship with late actress Hayden Panettiere, and says his natural charm may have been what kept her coming back. Ashley Hickerson says Brian was the kind of person who could easily draw people in. She described him as charismatic, funny, and someone who could make people laugh no matter what. And according to Ashley, that was part of what she believes Hayden saw in him. The actress first met the real estate agent in 2018, and the two dated on and off for years, despite a deeply troubled relationship. Brian had been arrested multiple times for domestic violence involving Panettiere, and he was with her at an Airbnb in Greenville, South Carolina, along with his brother Zach Hickerson, when Hayden died on August 16th in what has been described as an apparent overdose. Ashley, who shares their father, David, with Brian and Zach, also pushed back on the idea that Brian's history of abuse was simply the result of how he was raised. She said Brian was not raised that way and blamed his descent into destructive behavior on drugs. But Brian's troubles, she acknowledged, actually began years before he ever met Panettiere. According to the Daily Mail, he was arrested in November 2010 when he was just 21 and was charged with 2 counts of third-degree assault and battery by mob alongside his father David and brother Zach. Ashley said her father had told her that the incident involved people causing a riot with them. Still, she says Brian eventually recognized that he had serious problems. Ashley says he sought treatment, got help, and took responsibility for his actions. And despite everything that happens between Brian and Hayden, Ashley says her entire family, particularly their father, is grieving her death. She called Hayden's passing a massive tragedy. Brian's attorney, Sloan Ellis, has also addressed Hayden's death. Ellis previously told Page Six that the death remains under investigation and that the investigation should be allowed to proceed. He also pointed out that police have confirmed there were no signs of foul play and said there would be no further comment out of respect for Hayden's loved ones and the ongoing investigation. But while Brian's sister is remembering Hayden with sympathy and defending her brother's personal history, Hayden Panettiere's estranged mother, Leslie Vogel, has spoken out against Brian.
Hayden Panettiere's mother is breaking her silence following the actress's heartbreaking death, and she is now publicly speaking about the man she says the family had been trying to get out of her daughter's life. Hayden died on Sunday, August 16th, at the age of 36, after she was found unresponsive and in cardiac arrest at a Greenville, South Carolina residence. Her cause of death has not yet been confirmed. But Hayden's mother, Leslie Vogel, told NBC News that the person the family had been trying to get rid of for some time was Brian Hickerson, and that he was with Hayden when she died. Leslie also reflected on her daughter's life and career, describing Hayden as an incredibly talented person, while acknowledging how difficult growing up in the entertainment industry can be. This person in her life that we have been trying to get rid of for quite some time was with her at her death, and that was Brian Hickerson. There is a lot of history in the past that Brian has enabled Hayden many times, and this is why her father and I had been concerned for him for a long time. I think Hayden was an amazingly talented person in so many departments, and I think young people who grow up in the entertainment industry, it is a struggle, and it's a very challenging industry, and it's not unusual for them to sadly find the wrong path. I think it becomes very difficult to be true to yourself, and I think Hayden sadly lost her way, and I wish it were different. I wish she had stayed true to herself because she had many incredible attributes. I just feel that she's with her brother, and they're at peace. But her comments about Brian come against the backdrop of a deeply troubled relationship. Hayden and Brian first met through mutual friends in Los Angeles around 2018, after Hayden split from her former fiancé, Vladimir Klitschko. Their relationship later became turbulent, with Hayden accusing Brian of physical abuse and seeking legal protection from him. Brian was arrested multiple times over domestic violence allegations involving Hayden between 2019 and 2020. In July 2020, Hayden requested a restraining order against him. After that decision, Hayden publicly said she was prepared to do her part to make sure Brian never hurt anyone again. And years later, Hayden described an alleged incident in her memoir in which she said Brian beat her so severely that she was unable to leave the house for several weeks. She wrote that she did not report the incident at the time because she did not want the situation to become public. The hostility between Brian and Hayden's family was also public. In a past interview with TMZ, Brian lashed out at Hayden's mom, Leslie, calling her one of the worst people he had ever met and saying he could not deal with her. Now, after Hayden's death, those old tensions are coming back into focus because, according to police reporting, Brian and his brother, Zach Hickerson, were reportedly at the South Carolina Airbnb when Hayden went into cardiac arrest, and the details of what happened at that scene are now drawing even more attention.